Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So my beautiful bovine babies, first reading we have together here for 2022. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at your present and your future energy. And I'm going to start that with my Animal Spirit Oracle deck. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use two different tarot decks. So for the present energy, I'm going to use my Heaven and Earth tarot deck. And for the future energy, I'm going to use my Tarot de la Nuit. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I did this the same with Aries. I hadn't pulled out a teeny tiny deck and like pre-shuffled it. It was so funny. There you go. I'm getting old and forgetful, I guess. I don't know. So that's what we're going to do here, Taurus. It's general. It's a general reading. So, you know, it may or may not resonate. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended. And the link to that is at the top of the description within this video. So, Taurus, let's get started, my friends. All right. Present and future, energy for Taurus. It's usually a good sign. Intuition is kicking in. Let's see what we have here for Taurus. The boviniest of the babies. All right, Taurus. I'm hearing spring and summer. I don't know if that means something to you. Currently, you see clearly now. You know, I see that shit. I don't know what it is. But you're seeing something very clearly. Okay, so in the future, I would laugh if you got a card like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Because, right, life is full of those cycles. I got it all figured out. I finally freaking know. And then there'll be another element of your life. I really don't know. Come on, we know it's all true. But right now, you see something very clearly. In the future, dream the world into being. Huh. Ooh, I like the combination of these two. Oh, it really feels like you seeing something right now. And whether you realize it or not, and maybe you don't yet, like, you know, because you see something clearly, but it's almost like assimilating all of what you're seeing and starting to understand. And by utilizing that, you can start to dream your world into being. Like you can actually put, so let's say if you want to start some sort of manifestation practice. I would like a log cabin in the woods on a beautiful pristine lake with this and that, you know, but you really don't have any details about how to do that. You just imagine it and you imagine what it'd be like to be there. But this is almost as if, oh, so that's the place where they have houses like that. Oh, and that's like, maybe you need internet. I feel like a lot of people need internet nowadays to do work. If you were going to work remotely in the woods, so that could have a place there and they have internet. Oh, but then I would need to know about this. And then you get that information. It's like all these little things right now. If you don't have all the pieces to some sort of puzzle, you're about to. And by having all these little pieces, it kind of makes your dream tangible. It's like, oh, I have a practical way. Like I can sort out my dream. This is the first thing I would do. And then this is the real estate agent that I would get. And then this, like, it's almost like that. And because you have such specific details about your dream, you can make it happen. What's at the bottom? See the big picture. Whoa, what the hell are you seeing, man? You're seeing something. I'm excited for you guys. I really am. I almost don't want to pull any tarot cards. This is like, wow, this is great. And, you know, I want to say, because, you know, time is very flexible and mutable. Maybe you're starting to see something or something starting to kind of like a little light bulb is starting to go off. It's just almost like a sign to say, you're going to see it all. And it's almost as if information with this, I just feel like you get all the information you need to be able to build on a dream. You know, maybe you've been fantasizing about redoing a bathroom in your house. And you kind of thought, well, I would like this style, I would like this kind of tile, or I don't know. It's almost as if all of a sudden a friend just starts talking to you about this amazing contractor. Oh my God, then this, he or she has amazing prices and their work is so good. Oh, right? Like you start to get that information. And then you find out a place that has wholesale tiles. It's like, oh. Give me more, universe. Give me more information. All right, so now, okay. So here's the thing. Oracle cards are always very dreamy and hopeful, mystical. And then the tarot comes in and says, listen, bitch, you got some problems to deal with. So now we're going to go into the tarot. I want to see. It's true. It's kind of true. It's sort of like, you know what? It's sort of like Oracle cards are the Pisces of the decks. And the tarot, or sort of like maybe it's almost like a Capricorn Virgo combination. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's cool. Okay. Oh my God. Oh, I'm really excited for you. Oh, what is that? Oh, what did I just do here? Okay. You know what I did? I didn't do what I was going to do, but I just played with it. I just let it flow. So I'm going to keep going. Just wait a second. I had a vision of doing this earlier today, but it didn't pan out to be how I read. But this, okay. Okay, so the cards that just came out, if you heard what I said at the beginning of the video and then watch what I did not do what I said I was going to do. I said I was going to use one deck for the present and the other deck for the future. I use one deck for both. So I had this thing in my head today. I thought I was going to pull cards from one deck and then I was going to put an additional deck into it and underneath. And these underneath cards were the outline circumstances or energy that sort of maybe was having an indirect or direct effect on how your cards were displaying. So you, my friends, are getting like a double whammy bammy. Because you're getting this reading, which is already really neat. But you're now about, no. Simmer down. I almost feel like some sort of excitement. I don't know if there's someone who was kind of in that process, figuring something out. Getting that all right. Okay. Wow. Just over and over again. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Now what's this one though? Fool is at the bottom. Oh yeah, so you have the Fool and the Two of Swords at the bottom. See, I feel like you're developing what you're about to see or what you're going to see here. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. You have perfected work, which is the Four of Wands in this deck, followed by the Ten of Pentacles. Nice energy. Then you have the Hermit with the King of Swords. Talk about knowing. Wow. Like really seeing something. If it's not seeing something clearly outside of you, it's seeing something very clearly within yourself. And because of that, it almost perhaps gives you the answers to the questions that you were seeking outside of yourself. And then you have Illusionary Success, which is the Seven of Cups and the Chariot. You see clearly now. You know what I think you really see? I think what you really see is that the only way to find yourself out of the fog is to charge through the fog. But to do it in a way, how would I describe it? To do it in a way that it's almost like it's a road that you've been down before, so you kind of know where there's curves in the road and where there's dips, where you got to let off on the gas, where you got to apply the brake. It's like that. So it's sort of like taking past experience, but you're applying it to something new. And I feel like you've gained this knowledge from some sort of a very strong and powerful inner reflection. The Hermit with the King of Swords, you know, and this is sort of like this energy is affecting you. So I want to say there could be a person or people in your life, or there have been, who are very maybe like technical thinkers, very professional, really sort of like the straight and narrow. And you're using that to go within and really think about how to get yourself through some sort of fog. And it's almost as if elevating yourself too, because she's sitting on a magic carpet in this chariot. It's like realizing that the fog is actually just like a sort of a dense cloud cover that's lowered. So if the atmospheric conditions have gotten lower and you're trying to navigate them, you need to elevate yourself to see above them. Seeing above the cloud. Almost looking at, okay, something going on in your life where it feels like a huge mystery, perhaps. A huge mystery in terms of how you would do it. You know, like here, like the dream. Like there could be something that you have a dream about. No concept. No idea what the first step is in doing that. And then realizing, though, the first step in getting to my dream is seeing beyond all the obstacles. Every single obstacle, none of them exist. And by none of them exist, I don't like, it's not coming off like an idiot. Say that, like it's not that energy at all. I'm trying to think what cards would kind of show that. I don't know if it's an idiot, but it would definitely be, yeah, you're not with the Hermit and the King of Swords. There's really like an intelligence behind you moving forward. It's coming to the realization that when things drop down, instead of it being an obstacle, it's an opportunity to get to an area that you couldn't get to before, right? Because if the clouds are super, super high, you're not going to be able to get, like, unless we're in an airplane, we're not going to be able to get to the point above those clouds. But when all the clouds drop down in front of us, most of us are going, oh shit, I can't see a thing. And it's really funny because around here, it's been foggy lately. We've had a lot of up and down with temperature. But you are looking at it. No, wait a second. This fog is an opportunity for me to elevate myself and see like a point in time in the atmosphere that I couldn't see before. It's all very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's one of those days where I feel like I can just channel. I can't really think. Metaphorically, like it's all very metaphorically, but and really because I mean I don't know what part of your life this is. It could be so many different parts of your life, but seeing the big picture, like these two, holy gosh, you see clearly now. See the big picture. Yeah, it's almost like everyone else is still, oh, I'm not going to go anywhere today. It's too foggy. You know what? If I get my little hot air balloon, I don't have to go up very high and I can see things that I've never seen before. So, okay, even saying that, it feels like not going with the crowd. Not going with the crowd here. Because you see your own way through something. You see it very clearly. Okay, so in the future, dream the world into being. Like, look at this. You have the Sun and the Ace of Swords. Right? Now I'm seeing above the clouds. The clouds all got lowered. I was going to look over them. I can see the sun. I can see my clear days, my brighter days. I can see my wishes. I can see with the Ace of Swords how to claim them, how to attain them. That's why I thought, wow, like this energy just keeps picking up for you. Then it gets curious. Then, Okay, now I understand why we have the actual word dream the world into being. Because then you come up with a block here. So you have the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. And then you have the Eight of Cups and the Four of Pentacles? Four of Swords. Eight of Cups and Four of Swords. This is a little bit about the realization that manifestation is on some level controlled and governed by three-dimensional time here. But I think it shows up with some sort of like responsibility that you have with the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. It's like something that you have attained, some sort of status in your life. It could be your family, it could be your work, how you're showing up in that. It almost feels like work that needs to continue to be done with the Nine of Wands. The Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords. You're walking away from something, even though you see I think you see your dream clearly. But you're walking away. And with the Four of Swords, you know, it just feels like healing, resting. You've got the Nine of Wands here. So you may have already been carrying something pretty heavy in your physical life, in your real life, and you need to rest a little bit. And what's really interesting is that she's looking at this clock. She's just watching it laying there. It really kind of feels as if being aware of the hands of time, also being aware of walking away from your dream right now. Okay, this is in the future. So I'm telling you, what I'm telling you, Taurus, is that you are going to see your dream. You're going to be understanding it fairly clearly in terms of how to put one foot in front of the other, who to contact, what to do to get to your dream. And even in the future, that is so extremely clear. But there's something realistically here that you have to deal with. And I feel like it's kind of tiring you out, or it's tired you. It's exhausted you a bit. But you realize that it's more important. It's more important, I would say on some level, to look after yourself than it is to chase a dream that perhaps it's almost as if you sense timing in it. Like maybe you are imagining, you know what, well, maybe you even know that contractor for that bathroom is not available until July. That's when this will really pick up. So until then, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm not going to focus too much about it. I am going to continue to think about how I'd like that bathroom to look, what kind of tile I'd like to incorporate into it. Do I want to knock out a wall, keep it the same size? But then I think that you just realize at some point, the only thing that has control here about my dream is time. And I can't do anything about that. So I'm not going to overly invest myself emotionally. This reminds me too of, okay, I get a little bit like this when something big is going to happen, like if I'm going to go on a big trip, or like when I got my tattoo. And it reminded me of when I went to go get my tattoo done. The tattooist, he said to me, so are you excited? You've been excited? I said, no. And I said, you know, I could be going on a big trip somewhere, planning it for weeks, months. It's just like getting ready to do it. I'm not excited until I'm sitting in the airplane and I'm buckled up. Then I'm excited. And I said to him, I'm kind of excited right now because I walked in the door and I'm talking to you. So it's about to happen. That's a little bit to me what this Eight of Cups and this Four of Swords is. It's like, I know it's coming. There's no reason to be excited right now because there's a lot to do between here and there. Yeah, that's such a neat reading. Now, there's Two of Swords and the Fool. That's really curious. You know, the Fool really has that feeling of dreaming your life, dreaming your world into being. Because she's kind of like just painting it. She's the artist of her world. She's painting it in for herself. And the Two of Swords not knowing how to do it. There's a sense of faith coming in here too. Like just having faith. The contractor said that he would be available in July. So it's July when I will do this. And until then, I'm going to cut out pictures. I'm going to draw a little sketch of how I want my bathroom to look. Oh, maybe I'm thinking, do I even need to clarify? It's such a really curious energy. What I find most intriguing is this King of Swords and the Hermit. Because the King of Swords is sort of like what is influencing you. And you, with this first deck, showed up with Hermit here. A lot of self-reflection. And, you know, when I first thought I would do a reading like that, where I would have the cards underneath as some sort of outside influence, I said to myself, if a court card comes up, it's a person. I'm going to read it that way. I made a whole plan, I didn't do it. But I'm kind of doing it in yours. The King of Swords. Wow, the Queen of Wands and the Star. You know what? This is almost like somebody who, okay, it could be I feel like it is someone outside of your life or in your life. I said that, outside of your life, so that's interesting. It's not you though. It's another energy outside of you. And this energy is very self-governed and in a really unique way, but not hysterical, like not weirdly hysterical. It could kind of have the energy of, let's say, someone who does something really unique and self-driven, but it makes a lot of sense. And I say like it could be somebody, maybe they sit on a branch and they paint funny pictures half naked. I'm like, that's really unusual. It's really self-driven. It's really unique, very expressive. But because they do it in such a unique way, nobody else is doing this. It garners them some sort of success, perhaps, or it gives you some sort of inspiration, something that you find looking within yourself. So the Hermit. Oh, look at the Three of Swords, the Five of Wands, and the Magician. Also sort of has that feel, like, right? Realizing that the fog, the pain, the hurt, whatever that could be coming up for you, is the thing that you fight through that allows you to manifest. It's literally like the fog coming in your life and thinking at first, shit, well, now I don't know how to proceed forward. I don't know what to do. But then you get kind of like this eureka moment. And I don't know if this happens to, maybe it's a parent, a work colleague, somebody who is very self-driven. I've already described them, but almost like saying, Taurus, everybody else is so focused on the fog and they're not going anywhere. But if you just a little higher, you would see that this fog is actually enabling you to see a point in time, a point in space that we couldn't see without the fog. I know I'm going to get people that I don't understand. And you know what I think bothers me about that? I think what bothers me about that is that people, a lot of humanity has become so obsessed with needing a direct answer to every single question that they have. Where the answer is, like, a direct answer is not really an answer. Because if you were going to ask me a question like, how does somebody feel about me? And I pulled out the Five of Wands and I would say, well, they feel like there's a lot of competition, or they feel like they really have to fight to get your attention. You know, but if we look deeper into it, I could say that this person, well, this person thinks that you have some sort of value, you may be worth fighting. Like, you get into deeper. I don't know. That's just me. Looking back through the lens, because you're all looking at me, but I look back too. The Chariot and the Illusionary Success. The Seven of Cups. So let's look at this. The Chariot. The Five of Swords. The Three of Cups. Now look at that. See, the Chariot to me is going in a direction that others may not be going in. the Five of Swords, like going in that direction, and that's where I'm going. Sorry if you don't like it. But it brings celebration. It's literally like seeing over the fog. Okay, the Illusionary Success, the Seven, oh shit. See, the Seven of Cups. You have the Fool and the Four of Pentacles. Like, the only way forward is just to go. The Fool, the Fool. The only thing, all right, well, this is pretty clear, but what is it for you? What is this clear, this clarity? The Sun and the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. It is extremely clear to you in the future that you have to kind of sort of wait for something. It's pretty clear. And the only thing that you can do in the meantime is to do the things that you got to do in life to get everything going. You got to get the groceries. You got to feed the dog. You got to make the beds. You got to do the laundry. King of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. Page of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Now give me a second here, because then we have the Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords. The Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords. Oh, well, you know, this is getting somewhere. The Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the Strength card in the World. Look at how we finally have, you had the Nine of Wands here. There, like this burden, carrying a heavy burden. Oh, you know, if it's done anything for you, it's made you strong and patient. And I'm just putting patient in there too, because that can be a part of the Strength card. And just this whole idea of like, you know, you have the dream bathroom that you want to renovate, or, and just needing to wait for that contractor until July or August or whenever they're available. But then this cycle will be completed. I feel like whatever you're going through, however it's building up your stamina, your strength, your self-control, your patience, you will never, ever have to go through anything like this again. Probably because, yeah, it's just like a major lesson. But here now with the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands, the Page of Wands, this is definitely being pretty tired about some sort of expression that comes from your heart, expression about, you know, what gives you joy or happiness. And again, it could be someone in your life, or it could be a project that you want to do. You definitely are going to see how to get to a project, what the project is. You're going to have some sort of knowing about a wait period for this project. Once the hands of time have worked their magic, you will literally see yourself to the end of this, and you won't ever have to do it again. The Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is at the bottom. I'm just going to ask about the big picture. If there's anything that you're missing in this big picture. So anything that Taurus is missing in this big picture. The Ace of Wands. Directing your creativity. Having the potential for something creative here. Maybe how far this can take you to something. See the big picture. Some sort of creative potential for you to grab onto. King of Cups. Oh, yeah, look at that. King of Cups and Knight of Wands. Because the Queen of Cups is an energy that's coming up kind of difficult for you in the future. And the Knight of Wands is like driving that creativity, that spark, that desire, that potential. Big cards. You had like some really big cards. Really interesting story, Taurus. I hope you're okay to follow it. If not, oh well, it's okay. One day you'll get there. Or you don't have to. I'm going to go do the extended. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.